Check 1, 2. What's up, everybody? Getting set up here. 1 second. We got a bunch of stuff to go through tonight. We've got a bunch of blind bags. We've got Mark Spears books. We've got J. Scott Campbell. We got really rare Vampirella stuff. We've got all kinds of goodies tonight. So good to see you guys. What up, John? What up, Eggplant? What's up, Scouter? High Voltage Mark. All right, let me get this other one started here. Banners. Let's go. Putting a sale on the link. Okay. Let me go. Go here. Let me go. Just getting set up. 1 sec, guys. All right. Let's go here. Edit. Edit. Okay, let's go. We are live. What up, Billy? Happy holidays, brother. I'll give you a call this weekend. All right, let me get comments. Let me go here, Control C. Let me go to media assets. Let me go here, new QR code. Create. All right. I think we're live. We should be live. Let's take a look. Let's get rid of that. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Let's go here. Get rid of that. 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 Keep that. Get rid of that. Keep that. Get rid of that. Okay, let's go to content. Live. All right. We are live right now, it looks like, which is good. Okay. We're on YouTube and Facebook and Twitter. What up, Texas Doc? Good to see you, brother. I got too many docs, so I'm going to start calling you Texas Doc, Phoenix Doc. All right. Oklahoma Doc. All right, let's go. Next, we've got, okay, let's bring up some music here. Let's go to White Bat Audio is free to stream. So let's go to them. Let's go with this. Okay, that should be better. All right, let me know if that's too loud, you guys. Comments. Okay, I think we're ready to get started here. I haven't put these ones in the in the these will be, if anybody wants to take a shot at any of these, let me know. I got Campbell signed book. I haven't put them in the thing yet, but I can just add them as we go. So, and then I still got to add all of these. I got a bunch of stuff. So we got bunches of goodies. Let me show you some of the stuff that I got tonight. I've got these. These are limited to 422, and we'll throw in a blind bag on top. So every Mark Spears item that I run, we're going to add a blind bag to it. Give you guys a chance at pulling one of those final grails. There's only 4 grails left, I think, you guys. 4 grails left. The winter bags are getting ready to hit, which is awesome. What up, GTK? So we got those. I've sent out all but one of these guys. So I have a couple left that have small amounts of damage that I didn't want to send out. So I'm going to make them available tonight, you guys. If you didn't get if you missed out on the Vampirella Sveta books, tonight's another Unholy Grail on eBay. What? Hold on. So there's only 2 now? And one got found again? Holy moly. That's crazy. So, okay, so we've got foil and we've got the virgin. So, and I'll show you what the damage is. Very, very small amounts of damage. Just type of stuff that I didn't want to send to a person that, ordered near mint, and these are very fine. We also have sets of these right here. These are the Mark Spears Harley Elvira books. So I've got sets of these, which are pretty cool. So we'll do those. Another listed to sell on eBay right after Mark shipped them. So what are you saying, John? Are you saying somebody pulled another one? Okay, got you. Do we know which one put it? Which one is up? Is the orange Elvis up on eBay? Because I want that orange Elvis. Usagi Girl, Immortal Web. What's going on, everybody? All right, let's get into this. I've got blind bags tonight, so we've got all kinds of goodies. Check this out. You remember this one? There is only one of these on eBay, you guys. Only one of these for sale on eBay. That's how rare this book has become. So here's what we're gonna do. We've got the Avengers Occupy #1 Kevin Nolan variant with Kate Bishop Hawkeye. This is a crazy rare book. We'll put this up here in a second. Pricing asking 20K. Good for them. If I was gonna put one up, I'd put it up for 20K too. So, all right, here we go. Check this out. Beautiful Sosa Micah. All right, let me add these real quick here. Temporary listing. Add CSV. Go to CSV. Selling. What? All right. Cool. All right, everything is loading. All right, here we go. Thundercats Chitara, Sosa Micah variant. Let's go ahead and start this. We're just going to run some of these quickly while we wait for people to come in. 30-second lots. Here we go. $5 on this one. Beautiful Sosa Micah Chitara cover. We've got like a couple of Sosa Micah books tonight that we're going to go through. Damn, it's actually that's crazy. In Phoenix right now, you guys, we are having the warmest December on record. It's in the 80s. 80s during the day, mid 80s, which is crazy. Just nuts. So we're feeling it right now. Remember, you guys, it is. I like to throw in freebies to you guys every like third or fourth package that I pack up. So you have a really good chance to get some freebies in on your stuff. You order from me. I like to do that, and you never know what's going to be in there. The freebies are always something decent. You know what I mean? Usagi Girl says, "I'm jealous. It's 9 degrees in Boston. You know what, Usagi Girl? I'm jealous of you. I love the cold. Growing up in the desert made me realize I love the cold. You know what I mean? That is. All right, let me get this going here. Blob 454. Nice win on that one. That was a cool book. Speaking of Sosa Micah, let's continue this. Look at this. Beautiful. Blob says, I hate the freeze, but don't mind the cold. Yeah. Yeah. I've never had to deal with freeze. We got some dope Baroness covers tonight, you guys, including this one. Let's go ahead and start this at $5. Beautiful Sosa Micah Baroness. This is the Sosa Micah Baroness variant. That's a beautiful, beautiful Sosa Micah. I've never dealt with the freeze. We get snow in Arizona, but it's up north. Every once in a while, we'll get like enough snow to land, but it won't stick to the ground. It'll melt immediately. You need, says, good evening, Brian. I hope you're well. Just in to show some support and learn while I sort magic cards. Hope you make lots of sales. I'm also here for the easy listening music. Appreciate you. You want. Hell yeah. Shout out to everybody that just hangs out with us. I like these shows to be something where we kind of gain, information on. We learn the hobby. What up, Lewis? What up, DJ? All right, here we go. Good to see you, DJ. Nice pickup on that one. Okay, speaking of Baroness, we got more Baroness. Hold on, gotta find it. This is the Energon Universe special from 2024 Baroness. This is the 1 in 10 variant with Baroness on the cover. This is a great issue. If you guys did get a chance to read this, really, really good. And we are going to start this one at $5 also. There we go. This is the 1 in 10 Energon Universe special. And it's got Baroness as, of course, if you guys, spoiler, if you guys don't know already, we're like at issue 20 or something on this series. Baroness is a Joe in this, and they did a really good job. They're doing a really good job with the storytelling on her, and her and Duke, and there was a really good issue where her and CoverGirl had to go out and take care of a mission together, and it was one of the best issues in the run. So I really love how they're playing out Baroness. All right, let's get back to some more Souza Micah. Look at this one. This is one of my favorite Souza Micahs she's ever done. Power Girl, #1, the Souza Micah variant. And we're going to start this at $5. Here we go. Beautiful. Look at that. She's really upped her game this year. What up, Alex? We've got some really rare books tonight, you guys. We got some limited to 25 total copies, limited to 50 total copies. We've got some J. Scott Campbell's tonight, you guys, limited to 100 total copies. As you guys know, that is super rare for J. Scott Campbell. We were talking about the Danger Girl Ruby Red edition the other night. I think that's limited to like 400. And to see a J. Scott Campbell book limited to 100 copies is beyond rare. Right. And then this will be our last Souza Micah book for a while. This is one of her best. Absolutely one of her best. Vampirella versus the Superpowers, #1. Ooh, $5 for 30 seconds. Look at that. That is just fantastic. I even like the trade dress, even though it fits perfect because I think the Virgin is kind of a little awkward, but where the trade dress is, it fits just right. What's up, everybody? Thanks for hanging out tonight. We've got a lot of cool stuff to go through. All right, speaking of that Occupy Avengers book. Okay, here it is. Kevin Nolan, Occupy Avengers, #1 variant. There's only one of these on eBay, you guys. Only one. And I'm going to throw in this super rare, all new Hawkeye #1 Women of Marvel variant, which is badass. It does have a little damage on it, as you can see right there. A little bit of a crunch. So we're just going to throw that in for free on here. This is the book right here. Only one on eBay. Super, super rare. Um, Kate Bishop is coming back. They're bringing back the Young Avengers. It's going to be a big deal when the Young Avengers stuff hits again. We talk about this all the time. Comic book spec is cyclical. It continues. It'll die down. It'll come back. It'll die down. It'll come back. Young Avengers stuff is really low right now. As soon as the rumors start coming, they announce the movie or the TV series, that stuff is going to just blow up again. And what are we going to get with the Young Avengers? Here's what I think we're going to get: Kate Bishop, uh, Cassie Lang, right? Ant Man's kid. I think we're going to get Kamala Khan, but she might be an X Men. We'll see. So we'll put that one in maybe. We're going to get the two twins, right? Wiccan and Speed. We're going to get those two. I think we're going to get Isaiah Bradley, right? The son, super patriot. So we'll get him, the grandson of Isaiah Bradley. Uh, what else? Who else can we get in there? There's probably going to be some other ones in there, but I think those are the mains, right? It could be a form of Vision, maybe Vision's daughter from the Vision series. I think that would be a good play. Uh, it's going to be nuts. So be on the lookout for those Young Avengers books for cheap. All right, here we go. Occupy Avengers #1 and the freebie throw in of the tough to find all new Hawkeye #1, both Kate Bishop keys. This one is a little damaged, so we're just throwing it in for free. But this right here is the book, you guys. Only one of these listed on eBay, super rare. 30 seconds. We're gonna start it for $10. Here we go. What up, Robin? How you doing? Good to see you. Very, very tough to find Avengers book. We've got Sveta Shavina. We've got the Vampirella, or I mean the Elvira Harley Svetas tonight, you guys. I have sent all of the Harley Elvira Svetas have been sent out, and so I have a couple copies left over that were a little damaged that I'm going to offer tonight, and that's a big deal. I don't think you guys realize how big of a deal those sold out in like 3 minutes for everybody, sold out very quickly, and we've got three virgins and two virgin foils tonight available. I'll show you the damage on them. It's very minimal, but it's stuff that I did not want to send to somebody who was buying a quote unquote near mint copy. As a matter of fact, a couple got away from me, and there's one guy that I do owe a nice copy to because the back of his copy was a little damaged. So, but you guys will see in a little bit. Nice win on that one, DJ. That's a sweet book. This people don't realize how tough this book is to get. All right, how about some Ollie Garza? Woo! We've got some really risque books tonight, you guys. Some really risque, rare books tonight. Ollie Garza, one of my favorite risque cover artists, and absolute classic Zenoscope style artist. And this is Warlord of Mars, #1. Let me find this here. Warlord of Mars, #1. Deja Thoris, #1. Ollie Garza variant. We're gonna start it at $5 for 30 seconds. Really, really cool Ollie Garza book right here. We've got some rare Art Adams today. Oh, check these out. Wait until you guys see these. I got these too. These are crazy. Jenny Frison. I got some really cool Jenny Frison signed Something is Killing the Children. DJ, nice win. Great pickup. Check these out. Something is Killing the Children, #31. This is the Virgin Foil signed by Jenny. Okay. This is the extra bloody edition, limited to 500. This was a San Diego Comic Con variant, Virgin Foil edition, limited to 500, signed by Jenny. And this is the non-foil extra bloody edition from San Diego Comic Con, limited to 500, signed by Jenny. So these will be available tonight as well. This is one of the Campbell books that I'm talking about, you guys. This is a sick J. Scott Campbell cover. Usually, J. Scott Campbell male covers aren't the greatest, obviously, because we love the female form and especially his female form. I got a really good comment on one of our videos on Beyond Wednesday's YouTube channel, um, telling me how much one of our viewers, she loves J. Scott Campbell's female form, and she just buys them up whenever J. Scott Campbell does a female cover. And I agree. I think that he's one of the best. But this is really, really good, J. Scott Campbell. And guess what? It's limited to 100 copies, you guys. Dynamic Forces, 100 copies. So, all right, back to the goodies. Warlord of Mars, Deja Thoris. This is Joe Jusko. Beautiful Joe Jusko cover. This is Warlord of Mars, Deja Thoris number 4, Joe Jusko variant. We started for $5. We've got Fabiano. Listen, shout out to Lisa Noble. I didn't know much of Fabiano, and she kind of keyed me in onto Fabiano's covers and his art. And we've got a bunch of really rare Fabiano stuff, like limited to 50, limited to 25 copies of the Fabiano stuff. So if you're a fan of Fabiano, I've got those coming up as well. Doc Joe, there's our other Doc, Oklahoma Doc in the house. What up, Doc? Speaking of those risque books, you guys, this thing is rare, really rare. Warlord of Mars, Art Adams, number 4. This is the 1 in 10, I believe. Let me just make sure. I think it's the 1 in 10. Let me just double check. Yes, yes. Okay, this is a really, really tough to come by book. Cover price has near mint raw copies selling for $75. I see on eBay there's some for like 59, 65. So I'm not going to start it at 75, but I am going to start it at half price. So here we go, you guys. You got 30 seconds. This is a super rare Art Adams. Let me take a look at condition. I don't see any spine ticks. No spine ticks that I can see. There is some dents, but no like major spine ticks that I can tell. Just some dents, if anything. See there. Other than that, really, really nice Art Adams. Here we go. 30 seconds. 1 in 10. It's a $75 book. We'll start it for 35 bucks. I got some really cool Art Adams Deja Thoris books, you guys. Some risque variants of his, as we call them. The risque. People love those risque books, man. I tell you. Shout out to everybody that's hanging out with us on Facebook and Twitter and YouTube and all that fun stuff. We're all over the place right now. I think we're all over the place. All right. Next. Uh, this one's a little risque. This one is limited to 25 copies, you guys. 25 copies. Warlord of Mars, Deja Thoris, number 25. This is the Caesar Razik high-end blood red cover, limited to 25 copies. You guys can see her here. 25 copies. Gotta love me some Dynamic Forces. Here we go. I'm going to start this one at 20 bucks, you guys. 20 bucks, 25 copies known for this book. Ultra rare. I think that's what they call it, right? Ultra rare. We got to figure out what we want to start calling the scarcity of anything below 100 copies, because I think below 100 copies is like ultra super crazy rare. You know what I mean? That type of stuff. All right, let's switch it up here. Our first Sveta Shabina of the night, guys. Yeah, DJ, I'll put that up for you here in a second. Let me run this Sveta for you. Sveta Shabina variant of Harvey Elvira. This is the Virgin. The only reason I'm selling these now is because I have shipped out all but one. I've been waiting on one person to get back to me on his address. There was a issue with his address. And you guys can see the damage on this. It's very minimal. Here's the back cover. See, I don't even know if you can notice it. See if I can get the light on it here. Hold on. See that upper corner just barely touched on that upper corner. Barely. You can't even notice it. And then here's the front, just barely on the front. See here, you could probably notice that a little bit better. See that? Just barely. So that probably can be pressed out. Actually, I know it can be pressed out, but I didn't want to sell that. So these virgin covers are selling for $70 to $90, you guys. $70 to $90 on these. Sveta Shabina, one of her best covers to date, in my opinion. I'm so glad these finally got out. This is the Virgin variant, quote unquote, not near mint is what I'm calling it. You've got 30 seconds to bid on this one, you guys, and here we go. We're going to start this at $20. Get at it, you guys. High grade, no. But near mint, yeah, I would maybe call this one near mint. So here you go. Near mint. Yes, eggplant. Near mint. Wow, nobody wanted that. Wow. All right, that's going to eBay. That is going to the bay, you guys. All right. Put that one over there. Okay. All right, here you go, DJ. Here is your Deja Thoris. This is limited to 25. Warlord of Mars, Deja Thoris, number 25. There we go. 30 seconds at $15. We got our first Mark Spears book of the night coming up. And a blind bag to go with it. We got the Captain Planet coming up. Nice win, DJ. Nice win. Congrats, brother. Okay. There's our other doc. We got all three docs in the show tonight. Good to see you, Phoenix Doc. All right, look at this. Limited to 422 copies for Earth Day. This is the Captain Planet #1 gold foil variant. As you can see, limited to 422 copies. You could only now the only way you can get these is on the secondary market, but originally these were only sold on a special Earth Day live sale that they had. And trying to get the light to work a little bit better on this, but it doesn't seem to want to work. Okay, Earth Day variant. Here we go, you guys. And we've got a blind bag. I can rip or ship. It's up to you. If I rip, you get a bag and board with it at least. Here we go. Limited to 422 copies. This is the Mark Spears Captain Planet #1 Earth Day variant, and we're going to start it at $20 for 30 seconds. I don't like this song, so we're going to switch. We're going to find a different audio. Let's go back to White Bat Audio. Let's go to that one. All right. Let's go to playlists. Maybe this one? No, it's only got 3 videos. There we go. Let's go with this one. There we go. A little bit easier. Okay, no Captain Planet. Well, let's try this. How about 5 blind bags, you guys? 5 Mark Spears blind bags. And we're gonna start it at $25. There are still 4. Oh, you guys can't hear the music? All right, hold on. That's weird. Let me try this. What about now? Can you hear it now? Still no. Wow, that's weird. All right, let me try something here. I will be right back, you guys. One sec. Still, can you not hear it? Maybe. Still can't hear it. I should be back. Wow, that's weird. Huh, that is weird. All right. Well, and the music is just for me. All right, here we go. Mark Spears, 5 blind bags. Starting now. You got 30 seconds. Go. 5 blind bags. No dupes. Rip or ship. No dupes, you guys. So if there's any dupes in here, I will open another one for you. There are still 4 unholy grails out there, you guys. Still 4 unholy grails out there. Oh, it's so weird that it's working on YouTube. You want unique says it, but it's not coming through on whatnot. That's really weird. Heroes Reborn, all into it. What do you want to do, brother? You want to rip or ship? Rip or ship? Ship, please. All right, they're heading your way, brother. They are heading your way. Okay, let's change it up. I got a really cool. I got to get a better bag and board for this because it deserves it. This is a Lucillo Perillo Essentia variant that, I'll tell you what, I'll just say this. If I was married or if my girlfriend was Carla Cohen and I was a classically trained artist that used naked bodies to draw from, I would be using my girlfriend as that body. And I'm not saying this is her, and this is no shade on them, but holy moly. So here we go. Lucio Perillo Essentia. Let's see here. Do I even have this on here? We're going to add it. Create temporary listing, comics, modern comics, Essentia, number 18. Perillo. All right, here we go. This is a sick book right here. And we are going to start it pretty cheap. All right, here we go. $5, 30 seconds. Here we go. And the reason why I kept the bag and board is because I love how Torpedo does this. They put their cool boards on there. So if you guys don't know, Wake Entertainment is the uh, publishing group that is owned by the owner of Torpedo Comics, who is also the drummer for System of a Down. That is freaking awesome, you guys. Look at that. Absolutely gorgeous. And that is him right there. He also wrote this book. Nice win, John. Yeah, she is probably one of the most beautiful women, not only in the hobby, in the world. All right, next, we've got a Lee Bermejo San Diego Comic Con thing. Fantastic Four #1. This is limited to 999 copies. It is from San Diego Comic Con this last year, and we are going to start it for $25. Yeah, Robin, he owns Torpedo. John Dolaman, the drummer for System of a Down, owns Torpedo Comics and Wake Publishing, which publishes Essentia, and it also publishes that Samurai, well, I forget what the Samurai, Dead Samurai, which is amazing. It's got some beautiful Sienkiewicz covers, and also some really, really good variants that are very, very tough to come by. Do I have one of these? Let me see here. I do not. All right. This is a tough book right here. This is the Lilith NYCC variant. Super, super rare. And we're going to start it here. So, all right, Lilith NYCC variant from Vault Comics. I think there was only 300 of these. I think only 300. It's either 300 or 500. Yeah, Phoenix Doc bought one of these from me. So these are very, very tough to come by. Let me actually see if there's any up on eBay. One just sold in October. They are rare. For $70. Is there any available on eBay? There's one available for 70 raw. There's only one raw available on eBay for $70, you guys. Only one available on eBay for 70. So we are going to go ahead and start this one for 35. Very, very rare. Le Chat Noir variant is what they call it. Of course, the famous art piece. Very tough to come by. Limited to 300. Yes, limited to 300, you guys. Only 300 copies of these. Phoenix Doc already has one. He says, hey, man, that's cheap enough. I'm going to buy another one. Only 300 copies. I want you guys to remember, I'm going to keep on stressing this. Less than 1,000 is rare. Is like, okay, that's okay. Whenever Beyond Wednesday's crew does a variant, I want to try and keep it below 500. That to me is the sweet spot. But if you've got books 300 or less, that is super rare. I don't think people realize how rare that is. When you get down to like less than 100, ooh, that's crazy rare. Don't forget that. If you come across books that you know are less than 100 copies, and it is a price for you that you feel like you can get in on, don't miss out on these things. I'm not even saying for me. I'm saying if you're in a shop, if you're at a show, if it's less than 100, 500 copies, that's a sweet spot for me. That's what I think. Nice win, Doc. All right, next I got a big lot here. 14 books. Ooh, you guys know what this is, right? This is one of the best Batman series miniseries ever written. Batman Dark Victory, Jeff Loeb and Tim Sale. You get the special Wizard Zero issue. You get number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, number 6, number 7, number 8, number 9, number 10, number 11 with that gorgeous, gorgeous Poison Ivy cover, number 12, and finally number 13. All issues of the miniseries, Tim Sale covers, Tim Sale interior art, all near mint condition. Gorgeous, gorgeous condition on each one of these, you guys. Black covers. I really love this Solomon Grundy one. That's freaking awesome. So, and then I forget how good the Scarecrow one is. So here we go. You get the entire run, you guys, including the 0 issue of Batman Dark Victory. And we're going to start it at $50, you guys. $50 for the entire run of Batman Dark Victory, near mint condition, 14 issues. That's less than $5 an issue, you guys. Rest in peace, the great Tim Sale. I love these Jeff Loeb, Tim Sale miniseries. What do you got? Long Halloween, Dark Victory. There was another one, right? I mean, they're doing the other Long Halloween. They're doing the sequel to Long Halloween right now, right? But I feel like there was one more. There was Dark Victory, Long Halloween. I feel like there was one more. Man, those are good covers. All right. Anybody looking for any Star Wars, old school Star Wars, you guys? I got old school Star Wars, $5 a book, I believe I got them for. They're in really nice condition, you guys, near mint to very fine condition. Um, and if you see the way that rippling is just on the bag, as you guys can see. But here we go. These are the original Marvel Star Wars run. And we've got some really good later issues as well from when Simonson was doing the art. So here we go. This is issue number 59, Walt Simonson cover from 1982. We're going to go 30 seconds on each of these at $5 a piece. This is a newsstand. Now, here's the thing. I want to remind you guys, newsstands pre-1985 are not more rare. So they're not more rare pre-1985. Pre-1985, there was probably more newsstands than direct. Um, so just remember that. Anything after 1985 or before 1985 that is a newsstand is not more rare. Just remember that. Nice win, Phoenix Doc. We got more. You guys are interested, check this one out. Here's another great Walt Simonson cover, Battle on Bespin. Battle on Bespin, number 57, $5. We got some really good issues, and like I said, later in the run that sometimes are tougher to find and decent grade. Number 57, another Walt Simonson cover. I love the way that Luke looks in his X-wing flight suit in this cover. Um, Stormtroopers always look a little weird to me in the comic books. I think, especially on like the early issues where they didn't know, like they didn't have really good references to the Star Wars characters at that time. If that makes sense. Nice win, Doc. All right, let's continue that. This is a really cool issue. Number 56. Lobot goes crazy. Got a nice where is that? It is 56. Where is that one? Do I not have that one in there? Number 52. Right, this. Add temporary listing. All right, Star Wars number 56. Here we go. $5. This one is a direct, so this one is the more rare issue. Directs pre 1985 are more rare than newsstands. Directs pre 1985 more rare than newsstands. You got Lobot going crazy. On our good friend Lando, quote unquote good friend. That'd be a cool book to get Lando to sign, huh? Nice win, Doc. Any Simonson Thor for a future show? I am working on that run. I don't know if I have any more, Doc, but I will definitely look. I will definitely look. Doc, I'm going to throw this one in, this number 54 in for free for you. So there you guys, there you go on that one. All right, here we go. Number 52. Number 52 has got a killer cover. Vader cover by Walt Simonson. This is from 1981. $5. A little bit. we go. Thanks for hanging out tonight, you guys. If you're watching on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, there is a link in the description if you guys want to join. You can also get $15 off your first purchase through Whatnot, through my sales. Nice win, Doc. All right, we've got a couple more Star Wars books, and then we're going to switch it up. This is one of my favorites. And let me tell you what's so special about this. You know, I've been telling you about newsstands and direct and the rarity. Well, this one's special. This is the first appearance of Tyler Lucian, and this is the Death of Valance. This guy right here, by the hands of Darth Vader. This is a Carmine Infantino cover too, you guys. But here's what's so special about this issue. You guys ever see a barcode with a cross out in it? Okay, that is not a Sharpie that's doing it. This is the original direct. So, pre 1983, direct copies weren't there were no direct copies pre 79, I think. And they were all newsstand copies. And more comic shops started popping up. So the publishers and distributors said, we need to give a special version for comic shops so we can drop the price a little bit and foster comic shop growth. So they made direct copies. Now, this is an early direct. Anytime you see a barcode with this cross out, it is very rare. These are more rare than newsstand in post 85. Cross out bar directs are some of the rarest books. People are sleeping on these. This will become a big collecting thing in the future once people realize how rare early direct issues are. Okay. This is from 1979, before Empire came out, before Jedi came out. Valance is a character that they created just for the comics. Of course, he ended up kind of getting mushed together and created a character for Mandalorian and Boba Fett. And he's a special character. But here we go. Star Wars number 29 from 1979, the early direct issue for $5. Beautiful, beautiful Carmine Infantino cover. And first appearance of Tyler Lucian and the Death of Valance. Yeah, I thought that that's the type of information like people should hear about. Uh, Once more and more people know about that, those early direct issues will start flying off the shelf. All right, two more Star Wars books. This is another really good one. Issue number 27, you guys. Again, this is before Empire, before Jedi. They didn't know much about where everything was going. This is a great Luke 3PO cover with the Valance behind them. So this is an early Valance appearance, and his return of Valance. So here we go. Same thing, $5 start. This is from 1979. This is another thing that I think people will start realizing, that the Star Wars books pre 1980 are really wacky because they didn't know where they were going. They didn't have really any references or ideas on how the Star Wars was going to pan out. They just knew from the first movie, which was great, but it was nowhere near what it became and some of the characters. So that's why some of these characters look kind of weird. That's why you see Luke with a red lightsaber. You see that? Luke's got a red lightsaber. They didn't know that there was different colored lightsabers and that they meant something. So nice win, Doc. And here's our final one. Look at this cover. Another Luke red lightsaber cover, but a killer Vader cover. issue number 21. Absolutely beautiful. First original Darth Vader story. This is the very first original Darth Vader story out of the comics. Right here, Shadow of a Dark Lord. Absolutely gorgeous Infantino cover, Austin inks and coloring. Look how cool Infantino makes Leia look. So here we go. Shadow of a Dark Lord from 1979, first original Darth Vader storyline in comics, or period, right? First original Darth Vader storyline other than the 77 movie. Nice win, Doc. All right. Everybody is going crazy for Green Lantern right now because of the previews that they're showing special audiences at like conventions and events. They're showing them the Green Lantern series previews. And it's starting a run on all the Green Lantern keys. Okay. This is one of them that is going bonkers right now because they have come out and said that the Omega Men are part of James Gunn's storyline for the DC cinematic universe, DCU, I guess you would call it, DC universe or DC cinematic universe, I guess they call it. This is the first appearance of the Omega Men. So you've got 141 and 142. 141 is the first cameo. 142 first full. George Perez covers, you guys. These are near mint. Beautiful condition. Absolutely beautiful condition on these, you guys. Newsstands. And these books are selling for $40 a piece right now, which is kind of crazy. So here we go. We're gonna start. We're gonna give you both. We're gonna start for $30. Both of them for 30. You get 141 and 142. Beautiful condition. George Perez covers and interior art. Marv Wolfman, I believe. Yeah, Marv Wolfman did the writing on these, and these are gonna be big books once the series starts. So if you haven't been paying attention to the Green Lantern keys on the secondary market, you need to start now, or you're going to miss your window. I'll just tell you that right now. All right, next we've got a Lucillo Perillo signed book, Sheena, Queen of the Jungle, by Lucillo Perillo. This is issue number 1, Fatal Queen of the Jungle Fatal Exams. It is signed by Perillo right here. You guys can see. This was one of the books I've got every year around this time, I believe. They do like these special boxes that they offer for $700, and it's basically all of Lucillo and Carla's comps, and they just sign them all, and you can buy in. I thought it was a great deal at first, but then when I got my first box, none of them were signed, so they had to send me out a new box the next year of signed copies, which they did, and this is what came out of that. So here we go. Sheena, Queen of the Jungle, Fatal Exams number 1, Perillo signed copy. We're going to start this at $20. Beautiful Perillo cover right there. And then let me see here. Oh, I got a major cool book coming up next. A triple signed Planet Death ash can from WonderCon, signed by Robert Venditti, and actually both of these guys right here are huge writers in the Hollywood world. So it's signed by Robert Venditti, who, hold on one second here. I'm gonna pull this out and show you guys. The writer of, I believe, John Wick and multiple other great. So here we go. You've got Derek Kolstad and Robert Venditti are these two autographs right here. Writer of John Wick. Let me look up Robert Venditti and Derek Kolstad real quick and tell you what they've written in Hollywood. Robert Venditti has written multiple Hollywood projects, including Surrogates, Ordained. He's the writer of Ordained, My Adventures with Superman. And then Derek Kolstad is a writer and film producer. Super, super cool guy. I got to sit down with both of them at dinner at New York Comic Con this year. It was amazing. But Derek Kolstad has written John Wick, all the John Wicks, Nobody, that movie Nobody. Let's see here. What else? I'm trying to look. The Falcon and the Winter Soldier TV series. So 3 times triple signed. It is the WonderCon ash can of Planet Death. Absolutely beautiful, you guys. And triple signed. So here we go. This one is rare. It is the only one I have. And we're going to start it for $65 at 30 seconds. Triple signed by the writer of John Wick, who also wrote this, Robert Venditti, Derek Kolstad. Really, really cool book. All right. Man, I wish the music was coming through because it is a totally different thing when you can't hear music. I don't know why the music isn't coming through for you guys. All right, let's change this up. Here we go. Mark Spears, we've got the set of all of his Harley Elvira books. We've got the regular trade dress, the Virgin, and the purple. I think this was a 1 in 20, I believe. So you get all 3 issues of the Mark Spears Harley Quinn Elvira and a blind bag. So there we go. All 3 Mark Spears Harley Quinn Elvira books and a blind bag. It's a 1 in 15, that purple. So here we go. You know what? $10. $10 start a blind bag and all 3 issues. 30 seconds, you guys. And I can rip or ship Rip or ship. The purple is 1 in 20. Thank you, Jane Doe. Purple is 1 in 20. The pink is 1 in 15. That's the regular trade dress. So 1 in 20, 1 in 15, regular trade dress, and a blind bag. That's a pretty sweet set right there if you're a Mark Spears fan. Lisa, is that you? I think that's you, Lisa. Shout out to Lisa. Appreciate you. Actually, since you're here, Lisa, I got some killer Fabiano stuff. I'm glad you're here. Nice win, DJ. Do you want me to open that blind bag, DJ? What do you want to do, brother? Ship. Awesome. Okay. Since Lisa is here, so Lisa keyed me into a new artist that I didn't know much about until she started asking for, I believe it's a hymn, and he is a amazing artist. Fabiano. So I have some really rare Fabiano books. So these are the ultra limited Fabiano Dynamic Forces variants. Starting off with Vampirella Strikes #2. You might already have some of these, Lisa. So I understand, but these are super rare, you guys. So this one is limited to 100, only 100 copies printed. As you can see right here, only 100 copies printed. Beautiful skull cover, beautiful Vampirella cover. So here we go. Fabiano Nieves, blood red variant. We're going to start it for 15 bucks at 30 seconds. What's up, brother? How you doing? I think that's you, Carlos, right? How you doing, brother? Yeah, these are gorgeous. New, chilling like a villain. I love that. New artist to me, and shout out to Lisa Noble for keying me in on this artist. And I told her today, I said, hey, I got some Fabiano that I want to put up for you if you're around. So I'm glad that she is here. Nice win, Lisa. All right, let's continue this. Check this one out. This one is limited to 50 copies. There's only 50 of these. La Muerta. Do I have any more La Muerta? I don't have any more La Muerta, but I do have some cool some cool works that Joe Benitez did on another steampunk book. I'll show you here in a second, Carlos. All right, this is Vampirella #37, Fabiano Nieves, black and white, ultra limited. This is limited to 50 copies, you guys. Here we go. 30 seconds at 20 bucks. Only 50 copies. Again, can't stress it enough. Under 100 copies or less of a book is so rare. 50 copies, minuscule. 25 copies, holy cow. Some of those Mark Spears medals where they're like 10 or less, where actually, you remember this, there's a Mark Spears book that is 10 or less, there's actually only 7 of them because he keeps 3, one for himself, one for each of his 2 sons. So there's only 3 of each of those. Just a heads up. Nice win, Doc. All right, here we go. Let's continue the Fabiano craziness. This one is limited to 25. 25 copies of this one. This is issue number 26. We're going to start this one at $1 a copy that is out there. 25 bucks. Only 25 copies of this in the world. there's anything you guys are looking for, please let me know. I've got all kinds of goodies. We're gonna have a big card sale coming up Monday, so make sure you guys are following Beyond Wednesdays on social media and on YouTube. We got a big card sale coming up Monday. We got another comic sale coming up Sunday. Nice win, Lisa. All right, let's continue with the Fabiano goodies. This one, another super limited. This is issue number 3 of Vampirella Strikes. This is limited to 100. This is the Blood Red. We're going to start it at $15. Limited to 100 copies. This is the Blood Red Fabiano Nieves variant for Vampirella Strikes number 3. We've got one more Fabiano book after this that is one of my favorites that he's done. And then that is it. This is the last 2 of our Fabiano, rare Fabiano books tonight. This is one that Lisa must already have. All right, here we go. Next, the final one of tonight. And this is one of my favorites, obviously, the skull covers. This is Vampirella number 35, limited to 50 copies. I'm going to start it for $15 for 30 seconds. 50 copies total. 50. 5-0. And it is a skull cover. No worries, Lisa. I'll save it for you. As a matter of fact, Lisa, I'm going to throw that in for free. I'm going to send this to you for free, Lisa. Congratulations. Thank you for supporting Beyond Wednesdays. Phoenix, Doc, all over it. Nice win, Doc. Okay, let's get back into. As a matter of fact, how about this? Let's do this. Look at this one. Ooh. All right. Look at that. Warlord of Mars, Deja Thoris, number 3, Dynamic. I love when they put their logo on the front of covers. Dynamic Forces variant. This is a really rare book. Here we go. Warlord of Mars, number 3, Deja Thoris, Art Adams Risque, Dynamic Forces, nude art exclusive. We're going to start it at $20 for 30 seconds. It's got a $75 price tag on it, guys. $75 price tag. We're starting it at $20. Yeah, Art Adams. Look at this. Look at Art Adams' faces. I don't know what it is, but I think it's, I mean, $75 book here, you guys. $20. I probably need to do something like this on these, right? A nice win, Doc. Great, great pickup. That is a killer book right there. All right. Let's switch it up. Do one more Vampirella. This is gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Check this out. I only had 2 of these. I already sold the other one. Art Germ. Okay? Art Germ. Acetate. Ooh, look at that. That is freaking awesome. So here we go. Art Germ Acetate Splattered Blood. We're going to start this at $10, 30 seconds. This is a beautiful Art Germ book. Tough to find. You guys know I love me acetate covers. They've always been one of my favorites. I know they got a little bit of heat on them. last a couple few years ago with the whole acetate gate thing, which I don't think had anything to do with it being acetate. Acetate's cool as hell. I'm still on the lookout. Nice win on that one, DJ. I'm still on the lookout for the Stray Dogs acetate cover for number one. That one is rare, like really rare. All right. Okay, Joe Benitez. Remember I was talking about Joe Benitez? Let me see here. Actually, here's some J. Scott Campbell. Check this one out. Okay, it does have a little bit of a crunch on it. You can kind of see it right there. I think that could probably be pressed out. Just a little bit of a crunch there. Doesn't look like it's breaking any color. But this is another Dynamic Forces exclusive. I love Dynamic Forces, you guys. I've been collecting Dynamic Forces for as long as they've been putting them out. So this is a J. Scott Campbell True Blood Dynamic Forces reverse negative variant. So here we go. Let's get into some J. Scott Campbell stuff, huh? I got some really rare J. Scott Campbell stuff if you guys want to take some shots on it tonight. There we go. Start this one at $10. True Blood J. Scott Campbell Dynamic Forces reverse negative blue foil variant. There you guys go. Got the beautiful DF logo hologram, which is one of my favorite things that they've done that I want to copy at some point. I want to make a Beyond Wednesdays hologram logo and have that be, maybe I need to hit up Dynamic Forces and try and work out some type of deal where maybe we can do some Beyond Wednesdays curated Dynamic Forces books. Would you guys like that? Would you guys like to do like maybe like Beyond Wednesdays, do maybe like 6 books a year that is Beyond Wednesdays curated? And what I mean by that is like we you guys know the artists that we love and we find under on the show and that we really champion, like people like Sveta, people like Mark, people like Flops Comics, people like Art by Fitz, people like Carol, um, Jonathan Knight, all these amazing artists, and get one of them to do a special variant that's limited to like 500 copies or less on Dynamic Forces. We'll call it Beyond Wednesdays Curated. Suspiria's in there, and we'll do 6 a year. I think that's a good idea. I think I might have to reach out to somebody about that. All right, moving on. Presidential material, Barack Obama, J. Scott Campbell, Dynamic Forces exclusive. 30 seconds, $10. Look at this. There we go. J. Scott Campbell, Barack Obama cover. Could you imagine getting this signed by Campbell and Obama? Does Barack Obama do signing ever? Like, I know presidents don't usually go to conventions, but sometimes they'll do like book signings, right? And you can get them to sign stuff. Yeah, like I wonder how many comics Barack Obama has signed because he's had quite a few comics. All right, here we go. We're going to do another blind bag drop. 5 blind bags, no dupes. There are still unholy grails out there, you guys. There's, I believe, 4 left. And here we go. No dupes, which means if you pull a duplicate out of these 5 bags, I will open another one until we get one that isn't a duplicate. So here we go. You got 30 seconds, $25, 5 blind bags here. 5 blind bags for $25. Rip or ship. I can rip them or ship them. It's up to you. Thanks, Doc. All over that. Hell yeah. What do you want to do, Doc? You want to rip or ship? Rip or ship? Rip. Okay. Let me find my scissors. Where are my scissors? Where are my scissors? Okay, there they are. Whew. Okay. Here we go, Doc. 5 blind bags. I've had some really good luck. I'm not saying that I'm gonna, but I've had some good luck on blind bags on these shows. Okay. We cut the bottoms. Why do we cut the bottoms? Because we want the unholy grail to fall out of the bottom. That's what we want. All right. Go, go. Hold on. Cut the comic. No cutting of comics. Get lucky. What do you say, Doc? Doc, is there any ones that you're looking for specifically? Any of the covers that you're looking for specifically? All right, here we go. First cover. Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. Freaky Frank, Garbage Pail Kids. That is a good one. All right, here we go. One time. Come on. Do this. Okay. No grail on that one, but that's a good one to have, man. That one is perfect for autos. Okay. Let me write this down. I got to write on the back of these so I remember. Phoenix Doc. Okay. There. All right, next one. Oh, yeah. You just paid for all of these with that one book right there. The Night of the Living Dead books are selling for $35 to $70 a piece, you guys. $35 to $75 a piece on these. You just paid for that whole thing right there. Congratulations on that. That is a hit. I told you I got good luck on these. I got some good luck. Okay. This. Okay, next. Ooh, I told you I got good luck, Doc. I told you. You guys, I told you. I got good Doc. I got good luck, Doc. You got the Todd McFarlane homage. How cool would it be to get this, to get Todd and Mark to sign this? Spears after McFarlane. That's one of my favorite ones. Funny Bones is he's going to be a major character that people are going to be after in the future. Funny Bones, Unholy Man, Unholy One. There's a couple other characters that you haven't been keen to yet that's coming. All right, you're doing pretty good here, Doc. All right, here we go. Final one, or we got two more to go. Oh wow, Doc. Jeez. Doc, if this is, I think this might be another Night of the Living Dead. I think this might be another Night of the Living Dead, and you just won the night. Two Night of the Living Deads, Doc. 35 to $75 a piece these are selling for. Oh, yo. Lord Tatman, how you doing, brother? It's good to see you, my friend. Man, how crazy Tatman has Comicsgate been lately. It has been nuts over there. All right, here we go. Doc, you just, I mean, talk about a score. All right, you got one more. Can we get a foil? Can we get a foil? Can we get a foil? No, you can't get a foil, but Doc, you hit the other Garbage Pail Kids. Are you kidding me? What a great! I tell you guys, don't sleep on the 5 packs from Maclay, man. I've had a hot hand. I've always had a hot hand of pulling cool stuff out of packs. I mean, remember I did pull a $250,000 plus card out of a pack for somebody, and I've been pretty good. I got the hot hand. Nice win, Doc. All right, let's change it up. Check this out. This is a banger and a half. Prison signed. Something is killing the children. Number 31 foil variant. This is the foil variant. Let's focus on there. Signed by Prison, you guys. Something killing the children is blowing up. This is the issue number 31 foil variant signed by Jenny. And we're going to start it at $50 for 30 seconds. She signed it. I love how she uses the colors. I love the yellow and the green that she uses to sign books. But beautiful foil cover. Something is killing the children. Number 31 foil Jenny Frison variant signed by Jenny at New York Comic Con this year. Get it JSA'd, you guys. Get this would look gorgeous in the black and yellow label by CGC. Ooh, ooh, that is beautiful. All right, let's continue here with some rare books. You guys ever heard of this series? This series is crazy. And I have never heard of it until I found these Dynamic Forces variants in my storage locker. I forgot about this series, and I sold one of the covers the other day. It was beautiful moon cover, but this is a series called Jennifer Blood. This is limited to 25 copies. I don't even think this is on cover price, you guys. We got to get cover price to put this on. This is another beautiful Jay Anacleto variant. Look at this. Limited to 25 copies. Super rare. Jay Anacleto. Jennifer Blood #1. Sorry, is it Jennifer Blood or the Blood Queen? The Blood Queen. Sorry, the Blood Queen #1. Jay Anacleto, Virgin variant, limited to 25. 25, you guys. And we're going to start it at 25. Super rare, not even on cover price. There are 0 of these on eBay. I don't even know if people know about this book. Look at this. Dynamic Forces comes with the certificate. What does it say on this? It says Dynamite Entertainment has issued this certificate to authenticate this copy of the Blood Queen #1 high-end Anacleto Virgin Art Ultra Limited Edition as one of specially numbered 25 copies. 25 total copies. That is freaking gorgeous. Anacleto is really, really slept on. He's got his fans, and I've got some really good Anacleto covers in my PC. Nice win on that one, JM. That is a major, major rare book for 25 bucks. Congrats. And then our next one. Look at this. Tell me that isn't a Maclay book if you ever seen one, huh? 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 50 copies. Ali Garza. This is #1 of the Blood Queen, limited to 50 copies by Ali Garza. $20 start. That is freaking gorgeous. Again, don't sleep on Ali Garza. Don't sleep on Ali Garza. All right. Over here. That is a gorgeous book, you guys. Beautiful. Let me know if you guys are looking for anything tonight. Oh boy. Where are my G.I. Joe fans at? How about a killer Snake Eyes cover? Now, you guys know G.I. Joe is my nostalgia, like mainline nostalgia drug into my veins. It's G.I. Joe or Garbage Pail Kids, right? And when it comes to G.I. Joe, there's no better G.I. Joe than the version 2 Snake Eyes, the commando with the visor, the Uzi, the sword in the backpack, right? This is G.I. Joe, a Real American Hero, I believe issue number 19. Hold on, let me see here. Nope, it is not. It is number 215. This is the Snake Eyes action figure variant, signed in beautiful gold by Larry Hama in 2013. Got him to sign this in 2013. It comes in a Mylar and a fullback. This is a really tough book to find, and an even tougher book to find signed. And we're going to start this at 50 bucks. Absolutely gorgeous. Beautiful, beautiful cover. I know some people like the first version of Snake Eyes, and I'm not saying that's a bad version, but there's no better version than the visor version of Snake Eyes. Always the #1 pick. Me and my brother would dump out all the figures, and we would pick our figures, and then we would pick our weapons, right? And then we would spend an hour each setting up our guys in whatever part of the yard or house we were in, and we would say, "Okay, let's start the war," and we would start the war, and it was 3 hours of fun every time, and we would roll dice or shoot for, you know, the first pick, and every time I had the first pick, it was always Snake Eyes, always. My brother would just pick him just to piss me off because he knew if I won first pick, I was gonna pick Snake Eyes. So, all right, let's do another signed book. This is from San Diego Comic Con this year. Signed by Lee Bermejo. This is Berserker #1, the 7th printing foil virgin, limited to 400 copies, you guys. limited to 400 copies, unsigned. But this one is signed by Lee Bermejo. Beautiful cover. Berserker is being made into not only multiple movies right now, but also an animated series. It is going to blow up. Like, uh, Keanu Reeves is producing and starring and writing it. So at least three movies and an animated series, if not more, is being started right now. Shout out to the great Ross Ritchie, who is a executive producer on it. I'm jealous of that. That is awesome. And he got to hang out with Keanu Reeves multiple times, to talk about this book and work on this book. But here we go. From San Diego Comic Con this year, 7th printing, foil virgin limited to 400 copies from Boom Studio, signed by Lee Bermejo, and we're going to start this one for $40. Beautiful, beautiful. I wish the foil would come off in the light a little bit better. I kind of got to hold it up to show you how good it looks. But yeah, man, look at that. Signed by one of the best artists in the game right now. Have you guys seen the Bermejo Spider-Man covers as of late? A lot of people are calling them the pajama Spider-Man covers, and I love them. I think they're fantastic. I'm not the biggest fan of Bermejo when it comes to his female drawn characters, but his everything else, he is top notch. One of the best artists in the game. All right, let's switch it up a little bit. How about this one? How about some Dale Keown? Another one of my favorite all time artists, Dale Keown. You don't see very many Dale Keown covers anymore. He's kind of stepped back, um, and every once in a while you'll find one. This is Secret Empire #1, high grade. You guys get this one graded high grade. I mean, just spotless, beautiful. Secret Empire #1, the X-23 variant by Dale Keown. And we're going to start this one for $15. Tough to find these Dale Keown variants, you guys. This is the Shattered Glass variant, X-23 cover. Dale has two of my favorite all-time variants. Um, One of them is that Groot cover with Hope Summers, where Groot is saying "I am Groot," but what he's really saying, Hope can actually see because she reads his mind, and he's telling her how much he loves the human race and how amazing humans are, and they're so loving, and if only they could figure out how not to fight, how what an amazing species they would be. It's just a really good cover by Dale Keown. All right, this is really rare. I mean, I've been talking to you guys about rare books and how anything under 300 is ultra rare. Anything under 100 is non existent. Well, how about limited to 25, specifically numbered each one? This is 11 of 25. There you guys can read Dynamite Entertainment has issued this certificate to authenticate this copy of Alice Cooper #2 Virgin variant as one of a specially limited series of 25 signed copies by Alice Cooper. Signed by Alice Cooper, beautiful David Mack cover. And if you're an Alice Cooper fan, there are none of these on the secondary market. None. Zero. Nothing. So here we go. We're going to run this really quick 30 seconds at $100. Alice Cooper signed, limited to 25 total copies. This is number 11 of 25. Even signed it 11 of 25. Signed by Alice Cooper. David Mack cover. All right. Next, I love this book. This is one of my favorite all-time books. One of my favorite all-time characters. Superboy Prime. First appearance of Superboy Prime, one of the gnarliest characters ever in Infinite Crisis. When he comes back as evil and is just, I mean, he's almost unstoppable. How strong he is, and he goes evil, and he's such a great character. That's my favorite version of him. This is his first appearance. DC Comics presents number 87, first appearance of Superboy Prime. I'm going to start this at $15 for 30 seconds. Beautiful, beautiful cover during the Crisis on Infinite Earths storyline. If you guys don't know, Superboy Prime comes from Earth 310. I can't remember what Earth number it is, but that's supposed to be our Earth, like our actual Earth. And he's the only like superhero, like metahuman, on there, and he doesn't know it until Superman comes to him and tells him, "Hey, we need your help. We're everything is coming together." And this is his first appearance. Really, really cool book. All right, next we got a really cool Jock cover. Anybody? Did you guys read your Absolute Batman 15s? You read your Absolute Batman 15s? This is Detective Comics number 873 during the Black Mirror run. One of the best covers in the lot. Of course, 880, the Joker cover, is the one, but this one is gorgeous. Comes in a Mylar and a fullback, and we're going to start it at $10. Jock, beautiful Batman cover. Detective Comics 873. This was Scott Snyder's very first Batman storyline, the Black Mirror storyline. As a matter of fact, I do have a signed copy of 871, signed by both Snyder and Jock. If anybody wants one, it's $150, but I do have a signed copy of 871, which is the very first Scott Snyder Batman. And gorgeous, gorgeous cover by Jock. Interior art by Jock too. So nice win, Doc. Beautiful, beautiful. All right, we got a killer. I mean, a killer double signed book, you guys. If you guys are fans of The Walking Dead, Ryan Ottley, Robert Kirkman, this is a really rare book. Walking Dead number 75, the 1 in 50 variant, homaging issue number 1. And what's special about this, you guys, is it's signed by Charlie Adlard, who did the cover, and it's also signed early signature by Ryan Ottley. So for those of you guys that don't know, anytime you see Ryan Ottley's signature where it just says Ryan, that is his first signature when he first started. He did a backup story in this book. This is, I believe, his first Walking Dead. The only time he did Walking Dead. So this is a really, really tough to find signature signed book. Get this one graded by JSA. Get the black and yellow label. It will look gorgeous. It is early, early Ryan Ottley signed book and signed by Charlie Adlard, who never comes out of the UK. You can only get signatures from him out of the UK, his local UK shop, whenever they put them up. All right, here we go. This one is $100. It is a really, really tough 1 in 50 variant. Double signed. Double signed. Really, really cool. Remember that. If you ever see the Ryan signature, that is, he doesn't sign that way anymore. And I think now he just signs R. Otley. I think that's how he signs now. As a matter of fact, I have, yeah, that's how he signs now. That's how he used to sign. As a matter of fact, we'll put up this one next. If there's any Otley fans out there, we got the rare Battle Beast variant. There we go. Battle Beast Virgin variant. This is the Skybound X number 25 Battle Beast Battle Damage Virgin variant signed by Ryan Otley. I think they were limited to, was it 500 or 250? It might be 250, but it is signed by Ryan Otley at New York Comic Con this year. This one is 75, near mint condition, high grade. A lot of these came back 9.9s and 10s, guys. This was never opened. It's prestige format. It is super high grade. Signed by Ryan Otley. Get it graded. Get the JSA label. I know people like the yellow, all yellow label, but the JSA yellow and black label is way better looking than, it's probably the best CGC label there is. Other than like the really special ones that they did for, like, where they put the characters on them. All right, another Mark Spears. We got the blue tint Zartan, one of the coolest things that he ever did. The blue tint Zartan, and this is a like grail thing for me. Me and Mark were hanging out one day after a show, and Mark, we were talking about our being kids and what the stuff we were into as kids, and we were geeking out about GI Joe. And he goes, "Man, I love Zartan." I go, "Really, dude?" I go, "Zartan's like my second favorite Joe." And we started talking about how when we first, both of us were kids, and we first got the Zartan figure with the chameleon swamp skier, and how cool it was that he changed colors. And I go, "Mark, you got to do a Zartan cover and a variant of it where he's got the blue tint." He goes, "I would love to do that." I go, "I think we got somebody that can help with that." And I immediately hit up Clutch, and that's how you got this. And Mark killed this, absolutely killed it. So here we go. Mark Spears, G.I. Joe, American Hero 315, Blue Zartan Virgin variant, limited to 350, you guys. Limited to 350, and you get a blind bag with it. So here we go. $30. Limited to 350 copies, blue tint Zartan. I always thought it would be cool to get him to sign on this in blue. I'm really bummed you guys can't hear the music because I'm jamming out to this music and filling up the dead areas. You guys know I'm a stickler for like dead space on podcasts and stuff. All right, next we've got a twofer, one of my favorite ever Joker stories. This is Origin of the Joker by Marv Wolfman and Jim Aparo, one of the greatest ever Batman artists, Jim Aparo. And this is a two-issue storyline. Batman number 450 and 451, Origin of the Joker. You get both issues near mint condition, absolutely gorgeous. That cover is way better. So let's do this. There we go. So you get both issues, Batman 450 and 451, and we're started at $5 for 20 seconds. You guys, you got 20 seconds, $5. we're almost done with tonight's show. So if there's anything that you guys are looking for that you want to take a shot at, let me know. We've got more blind bags. We've got more signed books. I've got Prison signed books, Art Adams signed books, Ryan Otley signed books. I've got what else? Benitez signed books. I've got all kinds of stuff. If there's anything you're looking for before we call it a night, let me know. We'll be back Sunday night for another comic sale, and Monday night we'll be having a card sale. Nice win, Doc. Great, great set. And then Monday night we'll be back with a card sale. All right, one of my favorite all-time series, you guys, that they need to make into a movie or a TV show. I know was there an animated series that they did on this? But you guys know I love Grant Morrison and Frank Quitely, two of my favorite all-time creators. I'm also a sucker for animals. Like uh, I feel like there is no better being than dogs. It's pure unconditional love, and all the time, every time, there's people that beat dogs, and those dogs will still show love to them. And there's just something special about dogs, and in that way. This is a really good series. It's called We Three. It's about where they started taking like rescue animals and turning them into like cybernetic heroes. And it's a really good 3-issue series. This is the entire series right here. Really good, cool, lost and found covers. So here's the entire series, and it's only 3 issues. It is fantastic if you've never read it, and it needs to be a series. We're going to start this at $20 for 30 seconds. Here we go. DJ says, Brian, I need a minty copy of classic X-Men #1 Art Adams cover. No, I've sold all of mine, DJ, but I will be on the lookout for that. I will be on the lookout for that, and if I find one, I will let you know. That is a great book. I had one of those signed that I sold in a whatnot sale, probably 6-7 months ago, I would say. Yeah, that's one of my favorite all-time books. Very, very underrated. All right, you guys. Final book of the night. This is a killer book. One of the great creator firsts. So, Twilight Zone number 84 and 85 are Frank Miller's very first comic work. Now he was in comics before that, and it's because he wrote into letter sections. So there's two comics where he wrote letters into as a kid: Black Cat #3 and Amazing Spider-Man 159. He has letters in those. The very first comics that he ever did were Twilight Zone 84, which was the one before this, and 85. Now, this one is very special for one reason, for two reasons. Obviously, it's Frank Miller's second ever comic work, but it's a Whitman 3-pack variant. Whenever you see these Whitman logos, these only came in comic packs that were made for kids. That they would put them at like Woolworths or Walgreens or Sears, that type of thing. And there were 3-packs, and they would put their own logo on them. And they are very, very tough to find. Very rare variants. And this is, it's not in the highest grade because it's kind of like the early version of the DC Universe variants, right? Because they're meant for kids and they just get trashed. This one is, needs a press, as you can see. But this is Frank Miller's second ever comic work and a Whitman variant. Very, very rare to find. We're going to start this at $25 for 30 seconds. Here's our last book of the night. I want to say actually, I will do one more book after this for everybody that's stuck around. I'll give you a shot at a Sveta Shabina foil Harley book.
But this is our second to last book of the night. Very, very rare Whitman variant, Frank Miller's second ever comic book. All right, final book of the night, you guys. This is a special one. If you guys ever have thumbprints on your foil comics, they wipe right off. So don't even worry about it. Look at this. Foil Harley Spetta. These are selling for $100 a piece on the secondary market. There's only 150 of these, you guys. Only 150. Look at that. Beyond Wednesday's variant. Very, very rare to get. Get that fingerprint off right there. Okay. So if you guys ever have fingerprints on your variants, very easy to write up. This is the final book of the night. I only have a handful of these left. I didn't want to sell any until I got all of the ones sent out to the people that bought them. And this is one of them. Limited to 150 copies, you guys. These are selling for $100 plus. Here we go. Final book of the night. Harley Quinn's Feta Shabina foil variant. Hold on here. And here we go. 45 seconds, $50 start. Only 150 of these out there. I don't even think people realize how rare these are yet. Super crazy rare. I'm hoping that one day we'll be able to get signed copies of these. I want a remarked copy of these so bad. Final book of the night, you guys. Thanks for hanging out with us. Thanks for supporting Beyond Wednesdays. We'll be back Sunday night and Monday night. Monday night, we got a big card sale on the other platform over on eBay Live. And then we'll be back here on Whatnot on Thursday night again, you guys. Great, great win, DJ. Congratulations. That is absolute fire, man. Limited to only 150 copies. And this one is beautiful condition. Congratulations. You guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me tonight. Make sure you guys follow Beyond Wednesdays on all platforms. We're on YouTube, we're on Instagram, we're on Whatnot, we're on eBay Live, we're on eBay, we're all over the place. But if you follow the YouTube channel and you hit notification bell for all, you will be notified whenever we go live anywhere. I dual stream everything. Follow the Beyond Wednesdays YouTube channel, put on notifications. You'll be notified whenever we go live for our sales. And we've got some big sales coming up over the next couple weeks. We've got Mark Spears Monsters winter blind bags coming, you guys. Love you guys. We'll see you next time. Adios. Head on over to Comic Tom. Tell him we said